Grove police are informing the public about a recent burglary home invasion case. The incident happened last month at a home in the 16800 block of 80th Place North. A woman was inside the house when a man forced his way in, demanding she hand over her purse and her vehicle. Maple Grove police hope that by discussing this case, they can prevent similar crimes.
Whenever we have certain significant cases or there's a trend in certain types of cases, we like to get our community together and provide them an update on the case, as well as, are there any trends or also crime prevention tips. And so this isn't the first time we've done this. We just don't do it that frequently.
A community meeting will take place this Tuesday at 7 p.m. at Rush Creek Elementary School. A Brooklyn Center woman who was found guilty of killing a baby in her care was sentenced to more than 21 years in prison Monday. Last month, a jury found 38-year-old Jennifer Baldwin guilty on 2 counts of unintentional second-degree murder. Baldwin admitted to handling her friend's 9-month-old boy aggressively. The infant died in the hospital 5 days later. Baldwin, who is a mother of 4, did not speak at the sentencing. The punishment handed down by a Hennepin County District Court judge is a significant upward departure from state sentencing guidelines. The judge made the decision based on the jury's findings of aggravating circumstances, including that the boy's age made him vulnerable. The hands-free law goes into effect August 1st, and many people are preparing by getting the car accessories they need to follow the law. Reporter Meredith Hackler shows us some products that you can use to make sure your phone is hands-free.
We all love our cell phones. Oftentimes, we become distracted by them when driving. The hands-free law that goes into effect on August 1st will change how Minnesotans can use their phones while driving.
It's hands-free, so you're not supposed to be touching your phone.
That's right. According to the law, you aren't allowed to touch your phone while driving unless it's an emergency.
We've seen a significant increase in people understanding that the law is coming and then wanting to make sure that they abide by the law.
The changes are causing more consumers to buy hands-free accessories.
It works with magnets, so basically it comes with the magnet and it goes on the back of your phone, and it can go on the back of the case or inside of the case. I'm just going to put it inside of the case. So now the phone will just sit right on the stand.
The stand suctions itself to your windshield, so if you're using your phone for directions, you can still see the map without having to hold your phone. If you don't want it on your windshield, there are other models that can attach to a vent on your car instead.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
Most newer vehicles already have Bluetooth capabilities. However, if you do want to retrofit your older car with Bluetooth, there are ways to do that as well.
There's also options if you want to do speaker Bluetooth. This one actually sits in your visor and will communicate Bluetooth with your phone.
There's lots of fancy options for following the law, but a simple way to be hands-free is to use headphones. However, there are rules surrounding this option as well.
Remember, with headphones, you can only have one in at a time while you're driving.
There are Bluetooth options for headphones which can range in price, or you can have a wired pair. Regardless of how you decide to abide by the new hands-free law, it's important to remember that even making your device hands-free doesn't mean it's distraction-free. In Maple Grove, Meredith Hackler, CCX News.
A Robbinsdale family is using an organic and creative method to transform their yard. This is what the front yard looked like back in 1992, nothing but grass. But after a lot of patience and hard work, the space is the envy of the neighborhood. Reporter Sonia Goins goes in the garden to show us how the space has been transformed over the years.
We first met Priscilla Watson back in 2015 when she started creating her outdoor masterpiece by using the lasagna gardening method.
It's really like making lasagna.
There's no digging or tilling or cooking. Instead, you layer organic materials. In this case, Watson used newspapers, leaves, and old grass clippings.
Everything goes right on top. You don't have to till.
Over time, the materials will disintegrate and turn into rich soil that will help the plants to grow.
It's really come along great, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. 4 years later, and the yard is a showstopper.
Yeah, they look when they walk by. There's a lot of dog walkers, too, so it's kind of a good way to get to know the neighbors.
There's plenty of eye-catching plants, lilies, lady's mantle, coneflowers, and a whole lot more.
The really tall plants are called cup plants. The birds and the bees love them.
There's a menagerie of interesting things to look at, like this gooseneck loosestrife and smokebush tree.
Every year I put a few more plants in there.
Creative ceramics are sprinkled throughout the landscape, kicking things up a notch.
To me it doesn't seem like much, but then when I stand back and look at it through your eyes or someone else's eyes, then I'm kind of like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
In Robbinsdale, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Maple Grove Police are teaming up with a local nonprofit to help students in the upcoming school year. The Fill the Backpack campaign is part of the city's National Night Out theme. The goal is to fill 3,000 backpacks at neighborhood parties August 6th and then donate those to Maple Grove schools. It's a game changer for some families who can't afford to buy school supplies.
You can't learn without those things, you know, and coming to school, you don't have anything all the other kids do, things like that. That's a hard way to start school. And so this just gives kids that opportunity right away just to be a part of it, to be excited about school.
1,000 backpacks will be given out when class begins. The backpacks and supplies will help students.
They have something no different than everyone else, and they can go to school and they can focus on school, they can focus on homework, their just classroom and just the day-to-day activities. They don't have to worry about not having what other kids don't have.
It's very important, the social ramifications that you come in feeling confident and prepared for the school year and excited, and having school supplies puts you on a more equal playing field.
The Wayzata American Legion baseball team won the Gopher Classic tournament last week. Tuesday morning, they played their first game of the Sub-State 4 tournament on the road to state. Wayzata Post 118 Team 1 taking on Excelsior 2 in the quarterfinals. Excelsior turns a nice double play here. Walter Johnson at third base steps on the bag and then throws across the diamond. They're first for the double play. Excelsior leads 2-0 after 3 innings. But Wayzata rallies in the bottom of the fourth with a run already in. Blake Golden singles sharply to right field. Brandon Brolin scores, tying the game at 2. Next up is Charles Engdahl, and he drives the ball to deep right center field. Brolin scores on Engdahl's double. Post 118 adds one more. Golden scoring on that play rather, and it's 4-2 after an error scores another run. Blake Ask pitched a complete game for Wayzata, gets the strikeout to end the top of the fifth. No scoring the rest of the way as Wayzata wins 4-2. Hopkins and Westfall Armstrong also begin play in Sub-State 4 today. The Sub-State 11 Legion playoffs are at Osseo's Memorial Field. 4-seeded Maple Grove meets number 5 Osseo in a quarterfinal round game Wednesday at noon. Anoka is the top seed in that bracket. As we near the end of July, fall high school athletes will soon be making the transitions from summer training to team practices. On this week's Workout Warriors, Jay Wilcox completes his tour of athletes in District 279 with a visit to Maple Grove.
Maple Grove football player Cooper Wegscheid and his teammates hit the ground running and lifting in the summer.
So Monday through Thursday, we start in the weight room at 7:30. We work out for about an hour, then we go out to the field, do our skill position stuff, then we do conditioning for another probably 15-20 minutes. That ends around 10:30. Go home and just do whatever you need for the day. I mean, it's fun throughout the whole year, but at the end, everything gets a little bit harder conditioning, so you really have to, it's more discipline than motivation.
At 5'6", and that may be a stretch, number 3 Wegscheid is strong and quick and has made himself into a valuable defensive player.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've always been a smaller guy, so I really try to focus on my speed and my strength as much as I can. Kind of helps me to play with a chip on my shoulder too. It's one of my biggest things. But yeah, I mean, you got to put on some weight in the weight room, or else, I mean, I don't think I'd be able to do what I do.
Cooper has no doubt the summer work he puts in has made a big difference in his play.
You can really tell a huge difference. From my sophomore year to my junior year, I got a lot stronger, I got a lot faster, and I can really tell in the field. Everything we do in here translates out to the field, from running to just lifting and everything.
On the day we visited, Wegscheid and his teammates finished a grueling session with their dreaded timed mile run. He may not enjoy it, but Cooper embraced the challenge of getting out of his comfort zone.
I'm not the best long distance runner because I'm just not really built for that, but I work towards it, in order to get it done. So you got to focus on the things you're not as good at so you can kind of be well-rounded.
Cooper Wegscheid's finding ways to make his small stature an advantage, and his summer training sure doesn't hurt. For Workout Warriors, Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Next week on Workout Warriors, Jay features an athlete from Wayzata High School. Shannon, back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Volunteers from a Maple Grove church celebrated a major milestone on Tuesday morning. The Angel Quilters from St. Joseph the Worker Church meet several times a month to put together these handmade quilts. The group celebrated their 20th anniversary, and in that time span, they've made more than 5,100 quilts. Once the ladies finish their work, they donate the items to various charities that help out those in need.
Oh, I love it. I look forward to Tuesdays when I can come and sit here and serge and see the ladies. I think the social aspect of it means a lot to me and to a lot of the ladies. They, look forward to coming and meeting with their friends, and we sit and chat and pray over our quilts and stuff, and so we really like it.
And the Angel Quilters are looking for donations. If you have old sheets, thread, fabric, or yarn, you're welcome to drop them off at St. Joseph the Worker Church.